Welcome back to Let's Play Resident Evil 2 Remake. Okay, so last time I already got into the pandemic, so I might as well continue that story. But I have to make a clarification first. Last time I said that when we go for our masks, those government sponsored surgical masks that we get two like every 2 weeks. That was wrong. In the beginning, it was two masks every week, and the way we get them is that all citizens of Taiwan, and I think some foreigners, like if they have permanent residence or something, I'm not really sure. But whatever, we all have a health insurance card, and this is very important. It's kind of like, some would say it's our pride, but I think it's kind of a shameful thing because it's exploited a lot. That is, we kind of have the best healthcare system in the world. I'm not exaggerating because it's dirt cheap. Every month, our health insurance costs like, I think it's around 20 euros, 25 US dollars. Yeah, it's around that number. And you get covered for not just the most basic things, but probably even better stuff. Because, for example, right now I'm living in Germany and I have to pay for the health insurance here too. And even though they have like a mixed system, you can choose to insure with basic health insurance companies who will charge you only the bare minimum, or you can insure with private health insurance companies who will charge more but provide better coverage.
Cable card here.
And even the bare minimum here in Germany, it's like 100 euros per month. Yeah, it's a lot. And I never use it here because I just don't trust the doctors here. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I'm studying medicine here. So why don't I trust the doctors here? Well, the thing is, I just don't think... Wow, that was too close for comfort. I'm so surprised I didn't set myself in flame. Yep, but couldn't be helped. It was too close to me. Getting close. Okay, got him in time. Oh, another fatty. These fatties are so hard to take care of. They are really much stronger than other zombies. I guess it's that extra energy they pack in their fat. Oh, anyway, about the health insurance. Yeah, the reason I don't trust them is because I've had friends that have gone to the doctors here, and they get kind of angry at you for going to them for specific problems. Like if you have a stomach ache or kind of like a cold, they'll tell you, what did you come here for? I mean, you're not dying. Yeah, because mostly they go to the ER because here in Germany, you need to get an appointment in advance, like very long in advance, probably a week, to go to clinics. And so if you are in an emergency, like having really bad stomach aches or, dare I say, very bad colds, you have to go to the ER, and then the doctors just kind of treat you like dirt, scoff at you, and sends you home packing anyway. So what's the point of going? That's one of the reasons I don't want to go to the doctors here. And yeah, I think it'll just be harder for me to communicate with the doctors here. So that's why I don't go to doctors here. The only time I've been to a clinic here is to get my shots, vaccines. Because in order to work in hospitals here, you have to have certain vaccinations. And I got most of those shots when I was a baby, because, every country has those I forget what it's called. Yeah, necessary shots for infants and whatever, and it's a very long list in Taiwan. So I thought I had all the necessary vaccinations, but apparently uh, some of them were from too long ago, so you need to have booster shots. Yeah, that's what they're called. And that's why I went to a... Ooh, what's happening here? Claire has really nice blue eyes. Oh, where are we?
Sherry, I told you, I cannot leave here until my work is done.
That's what you
Oh.
always say. Sherry?
Why
They
didn't you
finally
stay in the
met.
house? It was safe there.
Hey, Sherry!
What?
I was scared.
Is she talking
Those
to
things
her
were
mom through the
everywhere,
camera? What
You
kind
should've
of mother
called the
is
police.
she? Oh,
That's
damn.
what we taught you.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
nobody came.
Some
They
parents are
didn't
just
answer
so
your phone,
bad.
so-
I know
Sure.
this because...
I don't have
Oh, okay.
time for this.
Let me listen to this first. Oh, what's happening to Sherry?
Oh no. Sherry!
What
Sherry, I'm
happened?
coming!
Why did she faint?
Hold
Is
on,
there
Sherry.
like
I'll be right there.
fumes, chemical poisonous fumes in there that made her faint? I hope not. Those are really deadly. Yeah, so a word of advice to anyone who might go into sewers or whatever. You know those bio wastes? They produce these poisonous fumes, and sometimes they are smellless. No, not smellless. Like they don't smell like anything, so you don't realize there's something wrong with the air until it's too late. Yeah, so when you go into these places, it's better to have equipment that detects whether the air inside is safe or not. Yeah, or if you run into people who are in these kind of troubles, then it's better to wait for the authorities than go in yourself. What's this? Rook at night? What's a rook? 'Cause I haven't played chess before. I know nothing about chess. No, you know, we have this Chinese chess. At least I think it's called Chinese chess, but it's totally different from Western chess. Who invented chess anyway? I suppose it's the British people. I'm only guessing. If it's from other countries, then I apologize. So I don't think I've heard of Germans playing chess or whatever, so... Oh, anyway, going back to the health insurance thing. Yeah, and in Taiwan, you can just go to a hospital for anything, like even for a cold. That's why I say I'm not particularly proud of our health insurance system because, or should I call it public health system, because people just abuse it to no end. Like, they're losing money every year because, of course, think about it. When you don't have to pay extra for good care, then of course you're going to abuse it as much as you can, right? But I'm that kind of person that always think about others and think about the whole system first. So growing up, I really never go to the doctor unless I'm like close to dying, which has thankfully not happened yet. So, oh, and because we're losing money and the government is just pulling funds from elsewhere to cover that, and that's bad for the whole country, of course. But people who don't think, they just don't think about these things. Oh, and another thing I can say that our health system is better is because, for example, high blood pressure. Like, that's a big problem everywhere in the world right now, especially industrialized or developed countries, right? And in Taiwan, my dad also has that problem. So he needs to get these medication from the pharmacy like every month or so. And this year, or should I say this past semester, which is the second clinical semester, if you've been listening closely, we have pharmacology. So I now know more about medication than I did like 6 months ago. So anyway, the kind of medication my dad is getting is like a very good kind of medication, less side effects and
for cable car entry.
okay, can't go in there yet. And but it costs more, and that is why most of the patients here don't get that medication here in Germany, because here in Germany, even though we already pay that much for our health insurance, it only covers the most basic stuff. As in, you only get, when it comes to medication, you only get the stuff that works, but it has to be like the cheapest so that the insurance company can afford it somewhat. And so you don't always get the best medication. Like, I look at the medication that my patient, I don't think I've talked about this before, but there is a list of requirements, if you haven't noticed already, that we have to make in order to survive or get through medical school here in Germany. For example, that thesis I talked about before, right? That's only for the preclinical phase. For the clinical phase, we also have to write another thesis. I haven't even started on it yet. Yeah, I don't want to think about it at this stage. Maybe later. But there's also this Studiepot program. But I think that's only specific to Cologne, like our school. Elsewhere in Germany, you probably don't have to do such things. Probably all the other requirements too. It's only, specific to our school. Yeah. See, it's written there 2, 12, 8. So that's what we're supposed to dial in. Okay, whatever. So this Studiepot program is that you have to find a clinic, those small clinics, yourself. There's a list of clinics that works with the university, and you have to find one yourself and ask if the doctor will take you on. If they already have too many students, then they'll say they can't. But if you find one that can, then basically the doctor will find a patient from his or her list of patients, and you're supposed to like interview that patient every semester, to get an update on their conditions, and then write a report at the end of the semester. And then you submit it to the doctor that's in charge of you, and after they've corrected the paper, you submit it to the school. Yeah, so that's how this Studiepot program works. And so, yeah, like I was saying, I checked the medication that my patient is taking for high blood pressure, and it's the most basic kind that has kind of more side effects than what my dad's getting. And I do remember hearing in class that the kind of medication my dad is taking is more expensive, and that's why it's not as prevalent here in Germany, because, like I said, if you're the kind of person that doesn't have premium private insurance, then you can't get that medication. Yeah, so my point is our health system is really good for the patients, but not so great for the doctors, of course, because you have to know, like in a capitalism society, everything comes with a cost. So if they can't lower the cost of medications, of course they'll try to take the cost from the doctors and nurses. So I would say not so much the doctors, but definitely the nurses are very much abused in Taiwan. Like, they have to work long hours, and patients like to take out their anger on the nurses a lot. They kind of view the nurses like their maids or something, which is very uncool. But there's nothing I can do about it. It's just how the people are. And a lot of doctors are unhappy in Taiwan too because they think that their pay is very low compared with other developed countries. And I don't know what to say to that because compared with ordinary people, doctors in Taiwan are still paid very well. So you can't really say they're poor, but I guess compared with how they work, you know, hospitals in Taiwan are always so full. It's like, yeah, the whole day long you see loads of people outside waiting to get in, and the doctors don't have much time for every patient, but they still try. So you kind of feel sorry for doctors in Taiwan, I guess. But just to make it clear, I am thinking about staying here or going elsewhere after I graduate, like get my doctor's license. Oh, great. And I thought I was sure that he was dead. Guess not. And after he's still not dead? Wow. What a tough son of a bitch. Damn. I think he's really dead this time, huh? My knife is still good. Oh, his other foot's here. Okay, this guy's definitely dead as well. Oh, here's another one. Don't try to play dead with me. Won't work. Oh, another fatty. This is gonna take a while. But anyway, I was saying, yeah, the reason I don't really want to go back to Taiwan to work as a doctor. Not because I think I won't be treated well or whatever, but more because that, you know, I speak two different foreign languages, like English and German pretty well. And I've wasted all this time in Germany. I kind of think that it'd be too boring for me to just go back to Taiwan because I can kind of understand. I hear some foreigners say that they think Asian countries are more racist or whatever, but I don't think they get why there aren't as many foreigners in Asian countries. I think the first main reason is that Asian languages are just harder for foreigners to learn. You know, the way we write and even the way we talk. I mean, in Taiwan, I've met graduate school students while I was doing this ambassador program, like foreign students who were studying in graduate school in Taiwan, and they're studying it in Chinese. But when this guy like started speaking Chinese, I couldn't understand one word, not one word, because he's like garbling up everything, and his tones are also all wrong. And mind you, we are very accepting when it comes to foreigners speaking Chinese because we know Chinese is kind of a difficult language for foreigners. But he was just so bad at it. Even though I'm trying really hard to understand what he's saying, I really couldn't understand a word. I think he still wouldn't have any trouble living in Taiwan because, you know, Taiwanese are very helpful. At least we try to help foreigners as much as we can. And I think this is evident when you go to like the Taiwanese YouTube page. Okay, I don't know how you can do that, but anyway, if you type in Taiwan, I'm pretty sure most of the YouTubers that come up are foreigners that are living in Taiwan, and they all say that Taiwan is this great place, and whatever. Okay, the main point I'm trying to say is that in order to stay in a country, I think the first thing people would consider is the language. And I think the reason that the US gets so many immigrants is because, okay, maybe firstly, it's a very powerful country. I keep on hearing Americans say that it's the greatest country in the world, and I think that is just not true. Ooh, what? Oh my god, not more of those things! I'm so sick. Is it gonna jump on me? Oh my god, you got, yeah, piles of them. This is like Alien 2, right? Where the whole colony was infested by that single alien that infiltrated the land. Oh man. Sick. It's gonna come out now. What's that? Oh! Okay, I'm running. Oh! Ah! Oh my god, that is sick! Oh man, how can I get away? Oh, damn it. Not my fault. I was trying to get away. It wouldn't let me. Standing in the way. That was great. This is not working out well. Oh, no. Oh, and now there are two of them. And I'm totally trapped here. Great. And what are these things anyway? They're like intestines. Oh. I hope I'm not out of these. What do you call those? Health items? No, not health items. Escape items. Please just let me get out of here. Oh, and here comes one more. This is really nightmarish. Oh, yeah, like I was saying, the problem about Americans is that they are really the most conceited people in the world. I think there's a simple explanation to that, yeah, because like I said, America is kind of the most powerful country in the world, and so their country does a lot of world policing. But because of that, that makes them kind of ignorant to other things that are happening in the world. Yeah, for an example is when I was living in America and I would tell people that I'm Taiwanese, they'll be like, huh? What's Taiwanese? Well, where's Taiwan? They have no idea where Taiwan is. And at first I thought that was understandable because Taiwan is really small. Yeah, you don't expect everyone to know where it is. And but after I came to Germany, I was surprised that most of the time people will say, oh, I know Taiwan. And it's like, you're in conflict with China and whatever. And since then, I've changed my viewpoint. The problem wasn't that Taiwan was small. The problem was that Americans were just more ignorant. Like, they only care about what's happening in their own country, and everything else and the rest of the world, it's like, does not matter to them. But of course, there are always exceptions. I'm just saying that for the majority of the population, that's the problem. Yeah, so I was saying, actually, my first goal before was always, yeah, if I graduate, I want to go back to America, which is kind of stupid because I was just ranting about America, right? But I have since changed my point of view, because especially after COVID, because I think the way the Americans handled the pandemic was quite bad. And everything that's happened right now, because the Black Lives Matter movement and riots, it just makes me think that America is more dangerous than ever right now. Like, anything big happens there, I can't really trust to be with a bunch of people that are violent and then selfish. The reason I say they're selfish is because I understand that in the beginning, no one believed the thing about masks, right? Even in here in Europe, everyone was like against masks. But once they realized that having everyone wear masks is the only way to contain the outbreak without having lockdowns anymore, the Europeans comply, at least most of them. I know there are protests against these measures right now, mostly like every week. Every weekend in Berlin now. But I would say that other people, they comply with the rules with not that much complaints or resistance, and that kind of just shows a willingness to help each other. And that's not the only reason. Like I said, when I realized that the Germans, they knew about Taiwan and they know what's going on in the world, I think it's because of how Europe is, as a continent. All the countries are, closely, snugly squeezed together, and they have to know about what's happening in their neighboring lands, and they try to get along with each other. And I like that mentality better than how Americans are, still doing things to this day. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with President Trump's suddenly forgot how to call it. Should I call it propaganda? Or okay, it's not propaganda, but how he wants everything to be about America first. I know every country has their priorities, and of course you should always do what's best for your own people. But I think it goes beyond that. It kind of feels like they don't really care of the consequences that their actions might bring to the rest of the world, like climate change. Like, the conservatives or Republicans in America keep on saying there's no such thing as climate change or whatever, and that's just not true. The better argument would be that you can't radically change the system or, the power source right away. You have to slowly ease into, like, green energy. But the impression I'm getting from them is that they don't want green energy at all. And yeah, I just don't like where they're going. And especially with the SJW thing that's going on, I kind of think that this trend happened because, precisely like I said, Americans are living in their own little bubbles and they don't know what's happening in the rest of the world. So their college students get indoctrinated, I think. Sorry. In college, they learn all these mumble jumble things that aren't helpful in life. And that's also why I'm hearing a lot of arguments in America that you shouldn't go to college because college just corrupts you and teach you all this nonsense. And I'm wondering why that doesn't seem to happen in the rest of the world. Like, here in Germany, the students, they do protest about things they believe, but they don't ever seem to get that crazy. They never get violent or anything. Oh, and the biggest problem I have with the education system is in the U.S. is why are colleges in America so expensive? Or maybe I should say, why are the elite colleges in ew. I just noticed they just keep on making these weird songs, like singing noises. Okay, now it's gone, but before it, there was this sound. Okay, there's no safe time to go, so let's just dive in. Oh, I hope I'm going the right way. Oh no! Does this work? It doesn't seem to work much. Oh. Are we there? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No! Oh no, I just faced that shit again. Oh man! And it's just puking and making more of these. Uh-oh. Yikes. Oh, crap. Oh, and finally I get poisoned, so that's where the poison comes from. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. This is fast. I am so surrounded. And I'm using up my escape items like crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if this is where I die. Oh no, and they're like totally blocking my way. Get out of there. Oh man, oh man. Okay. Oh my god. Can't believe I survived that. Oh, but I'm showing symptoms of being poisoned. Ooh, lucky that I was carrying one. Oh no! Okay, come on. Here we go. Safe. Finally. Oh, save my ass! Do I still have anything? Oh no, I have nothing. I have nothing. Oh my god! Bigger than crap. He just puked on me. Oh, and I just wasted that blue herb. I can't try anything. I guess I can only kill him. Oh, still not dead. How does this discharge thing work? Okay, I think I did wrong. Oh, what a waste. Never mind, I'm getting out of here. Ooh. The poison is doing numbers on me. I think I'm at danger the way I'm moving, so might as well use it up. But if I remember correctly, and if it works like the old version, when you're poisoned, it just continues to drain your life, right? Until you're at danger. Why is she coughing? The symptoms of this poison is really weird. Yeah, and another thing about America is that it's just so unsafe. I've never thought of America as a safe place because of all the gun violence and stuff. And because of the riots, now people are, you know, justifying having guns so they can protect themselves. I just don't think that's the right logic. I mean, violence begets violence. You know, if everyone has guns and just starts shooting at everyone else, what are you gonna get? So I was never for much of the 2A fan. And plus, I'm a very non-violent person, so there would never be a day that I would be comfortable pointing a gun or firing it at someone else, so that will never benefit me in any way. That's why I feel safer to stay in other countries, I guess. Yeah, and thankfully, since I've learned German, I have more than one choice. I don't even have to stay in Germany when I graduate. I can always go to Austria or Switzerland. Yeah, which are both awful awful what? I was going to say awesome. Yeah, awesome countries. Well, I have not been to Austria yet, but I've been to Switzerland, and Switzerland is really very pretty. But the downside is it'll probably be very expensive to live in Switzerland. Like everything costs twice as much in Switzerland as in Germany. So that is definitely a downer. But we'll see. I have to get through medical school first, right? That is not a given. So we'll see. And I've strayed away from my main topic so much, right? I was talking about the pandemic. Yeah. And then what? Oh, yeah. So we, the way we get our masks is like we take our health insurance card and we go to a pharmacy, any pharmacy that works with the government, and they will have these masks delivered from the warehouses, you know, or should I say mask producing companies that work with the government, and then they'll give you the masks, and then they will scan your card, and they'll know that they'll know by scanning the card if you have already taken your mask for the week or not. And another thing is, I think our government actually handled this pretty well, because they knew there are a lot of people in Taiwan, and the population density in Taipei is like really crazy. So to avoid, you know, overly long lines, they will designate particular days for particular people. For example, if the last digit of your health insurance card is like an even number, then you can only go get your card on even days. And if it's a odd number, then you go get your mask on odd days. Yeah, but still, because most people live in certain areas, so of course it'll still be hard for you to get masks in certain areas compared with others. Yeah, now I'm a bit lost. Where am I supposed to go? Oh, I really don't want to get into the water again, but I think I have to get to that room there. Workroom lift? Yeah, that seems like the only place that needs to be explored right now. Everything else is blue. What's that red over there? Control room. I think that's the one we began this, should I say, chapter in? Yeah, I don't think I can get back there right now. So. Oh no! Another one comes. Another blue one. Which seems very important now. Or whatever. Okay, so that's how we get our mask, and but afterwards our government was able to increase the production rate of the mask companies even more. So I think it gradually became like 4 masks every week, and then eventually it became 14 masks every 2 weeks, or is it less, or is it 10? I kind of forgot. But the thing is, because in the beginning we could only get 2 masks every week, that's still not enough for, you know, everyday use. Those masks are originally designed to be only used once, right? Disposable masks. But because there was a very big shortage of masks, I kind of don't want to shoot his butt. Yeah, it's better to go for the head every time, I guess. Ah, okay. More bullets. Here we go. Ah, these bullets are so weak.
Son of a bitch!
She's the one who said it, not me. Oops, missed again.
You asshole.
The leg aiming thing is finally working nicely. Very good. Oh. Is there another one? Oh, they're outside. Doesn't seem like they're coming in though. I'll just focus on this guy. Oh great, now I'm out. I think it's because the door's locked, isn't it? Okay, but let me check first if this guy is dead for real. Damn, hearing their moans doesn't make things feel very safe at all. Huh, another film. But the dark room is so far away right now. I don't know if I can get back there to develop that film. Okay. I don't think there's anything else in the room. I have to go forward. Okay, brace ourselves. Here we go. Now wait for them to come in themselves. So weird. Even though it explodes on them, it never seems to take out more than one. Oh. Another fat one. And these acid rounds don't seem to work on the zombies at all. Or maybe they do. Okay, not quite. Because this guy is clearly not dead yet. Oh, finally the knife comes in handy. Oh, I was saying, so in the beginning we had to preserve our masks, like not throw it away every day. Instead, my family, for example, we always use our mask for at least 7 times before we throw it away. And our government was also, you know, actively telling us how we're supposed to disinfect our masks so we can reuse them. I don't think they teach you this anywhere else, so pay attention when I tell you. The thing about these masks is that a lot of people don't know there are big differences between different masks. You know, the kind of surgical masks, usually they're blue or green. Compared with the normal cloth mask is that there is a third layer in the mask that creates actually, what do you call it? Like electricity. Not the kind of electricity that you use to power stuff, but like minor electrical interactions, like when you comb your hair, sometimes you see sparks, that kind of thing, and that's what repels bacteria and viruses. At least that's how it's supposed to work in theory. Yeah, so you're not supposed to disinfect it with disinfectant, like alcohol-based disinfectants, because that will destroy that layer, which is the most important layer of the whole mask. So never disinfect your mask, or should I say emphasize surgical mask with disinfectants. Instead, you have to like dry heat it. For example, using a hair dryer, you know, blow on it for maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and that will accumulate a certain amount of heat. That's also energy that will kill the microorganisms, or should I say bacteria and virus on the mask. And that's how you correctly disinfect them. But if you're wearing a cloth mask, then of course you can clean them, wash them, whatever, because they have no extra layers. But the thing is, you don't get as much protection from those cloth masks than surgical masks, because it's just a cloth there. And as you know, the pores, the openings between the fibers, it's so big, it cannot stop bacteria or virus from entering through the mask and for you to inhale them. So the purpose of you wearing those cloth masks is protecting other people from you, but not protecting yourself from other people. Yeah, just to be clear. But with the surgical masks, you get protection both ways. And of course, there's also the highest level of protection. That's the N95 mask. At least that's what they're called in Taiwan. And they basically use the same kind of fabric that I said is used in those surgical masks. This extra layer that produces electric resistant or whatever you call it that repels microorganisms. But I kind of think there must be something extra in it that makes it even more effective. But I don't know more than that, so that's all I'm telling you. But of course, I encourage knowledge when it comes to these things. So if you don't agree with what I'm saying and you want to do your own research, that's fine. Because I think newspaper these days, they just publish all kinds of junk. Because, yeah, these news reporters aren't all that smart themselves, so don't just foolishly believe everything they write, especially since most reporters just write anything they see that seems like shocking or whatever, and then they don't explain it clear, or they take things out of context. So there are actually a lot of things they say about the virus that is kind of wrong, but I don't think I have time to explain it this time. Yeah, I think I'm approaching the 1 hour line, plus that was so intense just now. I feel kind of tired. So I'm going to stop very soon as I find a safe spot. So I think I'll get more into the virus, and if I have the chance, talk more about my own pandemic story next time. Yeah, but just always remember, I'm only a lowly medical school student. I'm not a real doctor yet, so you're welcome to listen to what real doctors have to say. Because that's how it works when it comes to science. Science is all about the truth and debate and research. And anything that doesn't fit these criteria is not science. Okay, I'm trying to clean up my slots. I think it looks better this way, like clean and tidy. This is going to take a while, and I really don't want to bore you guys, so I'll do this in my own time and let you guys go. So until next time then, stay safe.